you think I'm Santa Claus. It's me, Connor Ratliff. But with a few simple items we identify. Even if I veer off the pattern by entering not through a chimney but through a door, we still recognize the popular mythological features of Santa Claus. This is one of the great roles, but often disregarded. You know, actors will speak of Hamlet, they'll speak of Lear, they'll speak of Lady Macbeth, but often the role of Christopher Kringle, Father Christmas Santa Claus, is relegated to a low-rent gig, something that we do over the holidays to pick up a few dollars. I've certainly been no stranger to it. I have played Santa Claus for money on 3 occasions, and we're going to get into that tonight. Most recently, it was at a rock and roll concert. The band Guster was doing a show with music and comedic bits, and I volunteered to play an alternative comedic version of Santa Claus for the assembled crowd. I haven't been paid for it yet, but I trust that once the ticket sales are counted, I will get my share. First time I played Santa Claus was for something related to the world of popular music. It was for a short-lived company, a digital platform called Go90. For a very brief moment, it looked like this might be the future of digital comedy. And I was hired to play an actor auditioning to be Santa Claus in, let's bring up the image for Mariah Carey's Christmas Sketchtacular. I believe that's the key art here. Holiday Sketchtacular. I believe it is available, if you see the other image, you can find it on YouTube as a playlist. Go90 is no longer with us. Amazon briefly had it in its catalog. This was originally a non-union gig. I was a member of the union when I was offered the job, but I thought there were so many union people involved in the job who were higher status than me that I thought, well, surely I can't get in trouble for this. And it's true, there were so many union people who were higher profile than me involved in it that when the union found out, they basically said, well, this has got to be union now, and we don't like this, we don't like that you did this, but no one's in trouble. Because you see, we were all on the naughty list. Every one of us who had accepted the job just assumed, like, somehow there will be a holiday miracle and we will not get in trouble. And it's true. I wasn't paid much for that either. I want to talk to a few people in the audience tonight because for any of you who thought, oh, I'm going to come in here, I'm going to learn the basics of how to be Santa, we all know the tropes, we all know the basic rules, so to speak, of what's acceptable to play a Santa, or even an alternative Santa, like the bad Santa. We've seen the bad Santa. He's very badly behaved, resembles traditional Santa in no way, and yet it's part of life's rich pageant. That there are many Santas, and yet I feel like the goalposts, they're still, the guardrails are still too limited. I feel like there are people in this audience who may think that they would never be right for the role of Santa Claus. Is there anyone here who thinks, I will never be right for the role of Santa Claus? Anyone in the audience who honestly, you think you would never be right for the role of Santa Claus? Why? Why do you think that?
I'm short, not so fat and Asian.
Short? These are your words. You're short, you're not so fat, you're Asian. Please do not take any of this video out of context. It sounds like I'm a very bad teacher who is saying inappropriate things to students. These are the reasons why you think you could never play Santa. Well, why do you think Santa's so tall?
He always comes off as like a big guy, big brother.
Yeah, comes off that way. But we really don't know, do we? We really don't know. First of all, that suit, it hides, it's not form-fitting necessarily, it hides a lot. And there have been slender Santas. I think there could be a short Santa because, for one thing, he works with what? Who does he work with? Yeah, so perspective is everything. You don't see Santa around average height people as often as you see him around the elves. And he's also magical, so the height could be an illusion, could be adjustable. I don't think the height's a problem at all. And he said, not so fat. I don't think there's anything wrong with a slender Santa. The suit is not flattering, even on a slender person. It's got a lot of give to it. So the suit can do a lot of the work for you. Also, there are versions of the tale in which Santa Claus is thin through the whole year, then bulks up for the holidays as a professional obligation. You live on the image. And then he said, you're Asian. I mean, it's the North Pole. He's not from North America. Who's from the North Pole? Anybody can go up there, right? You ever been up there? No? Me neither. Why am I more qualified to be from the North Pole? I think we need to think about Santa Claus in a broader way. I think we need to think of Santa Claus as having a deeper, richer backstory, and also maybe being something of a shapeshifter. Now, in your dream world, a Santa role you'd want to tackle, are you an actor?
I'm an improver, not an actor.
What?
I'm an improver, not an actor.
An improver, not an actor. So what do you think you're doing when you're improvising, not acting? You just come heavy with the premises, you're a writerly improviser. You don't give off any you don't ever pursue your character's wants or needs.
You're right. You got it.
I am right. I am right. What would be a context in which you would be delighted to play the role of Santa? Would you ever step out in an improv scene as Santa?
Absolutely.
Let's say everyone else on the team is saying, where's Santa, where's Santa? You're the only one on the back line. You're telling me you're standing right there. I'm too short. I'm not fat enough. I'm Asian. I shall hug the wall. I shall not support my teammates in their improvised jaunt. No, you wouldn't. You would step out. You would be Santa Claus. How would you sound if you were Santa Claus? What would be a thing that your Santa Claus would say? What do you think he wants? What do we think Santa Claus wants?
He wants to bring joy to the world.
He wants to bring joy to the world. Do you find this so unrecognizable an impulse? Do you find this, no, that sounds so thoroughly Caucasian. I could never play it. Not tall enough to want to bring joy to the world. No, I would have to put on several pounds in order to have such an impulse. Character is want. That's what characters are driven by. What do they want? Even if what they want is for other people to feel better, that's still Santa's selfish wish. He likes how it makes him feel. Just one version of it. What's the last character you played in an improv scene?
It was this afternoon.
This afternoon, so you should have no trouble recalling.
I was a boyfriend.
You were what?
A boyfriend.
A boyfriend. Are you a boyfriend in real life? No? And yes. Our imagination played a boyfriend. What did the boyfriend want?
He wanted his girlfriend to like his family's traditional dish.
He wanted his girlfriend to like his family's traditional dish. Now let's think about that. Santa Claus has a wife. Perhaps that wife has a family. Santa Claus has a family. Believe that? Believe that? In some versions of the myth, Santa Claus was a foundling raised by immortals. The master woodcutter of the world found him and gave him to a lion and a nymph. This is just one version of the story by L. Frank Baum, the source material for Wicked. So let's imagine. Now you were playing a boyfriend who wanted the girlfriend to like his family's traditional dish? Yes. So let's imagine future Mrs. Claus, just dating now, I'm not even sure if it's serious. What should we call Mrs. Claus? First name? Kathy. Oh, she's going to be Kathy Claus? That's cute. Kathy, I'm nervous. Why are you nervous? Don't be nervous. I love your parents. No, I know. I know you like my parents, but I have to say I'm worried that you won't like their traditional dish that they serve. I'm sure I'll love it. Look, I've met them before. They like me. I like them. This is not a problem. We don't need to worry about this. Okay. It's because my parents are a lion, a lioness, and a wood nymph. So it's just a bloody carcass of a bird with some magical, woodland dust. I'm gonna say it's like a seasoning. It's like a seasoning. It's something that wood nymphs eat. It's a seasoning that comes from the leaves and the trees. It sort of sparkles down from the sunlight. And it sort of brings out the flavor in the dead bird. And it's called golaka. That's the name of it. It's called golaka. It's basically a buzzard. It's basically a buzzard that's been half killed by a lion. It's still breathing its last breath as we sit down. It sounds fine. I'll pick around it. I'll pick around it if I don't like the taste of it. I'll pick around it if I don't like the taste of it. Well, look who it is. Look who it is. Oh. Kathy, I'm so glad you're here. I've just killed dinner. And Clarence is working on the seasoning right now, and we'll bring it out, and we hope you like it. Oh, I'm sure I will. I'm sure I will. Thank you so much for having me over the holidays. It means a lot. It means a lot. Chris, do not fuck this up. I like her. I like her a lot, Chris. I mean it. I mean it. I think you could be a fan. I won't say it. I won't jinx it. Oh. I'm sorry, Kathy. I'm sorry. My mom is so much. You know I don't want kids, right? Oh yeah. I don't want kids either. My career is important. Yes, and my career is important. I want to be involved in the lives of millions of children without being there for them. That's what I want too. That's what I want too. I want that so much. I want to be in the lives of millions of children all over the world. But I don't ever even want to see them. Okay, I can't be around kids. You know, I can't be around. Is that bad? Is that bad? Does that make me somehow not maternal? Because I feel like I am maternal. Like I want you to have a staff that I feel like I am like a matriarch to. like what we've talked. Oh yeah, I know what we've talked about. Our staff would be like family, but they would not be of us. Do you know what I mean, Kathy? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like I want them to be like I don't want child labor. No, I don't want child labor. I absolutely do not want child labor. Yeah, we are together on that. Like it can't be. But I want a staff that there are the same. God, this is gonna sound bad. I want a staff that's has many of the same benefits of child labor. But they have to want to be there. Oh yeah, they have to want to be there. They have to want to be there. All right, dinner is served. It's me, the wood nymph who raised you as your father. No. You two eat it alone, while your mother and I will be in the other room, as is our family's tradition. You don't want to eat it with her? Oh, no. No, we don't eat it. That's the holiday. Because Well, we're immortals. Oh, this is a hard conversation. We don't need. You know this, but Kathy, you maybe don't. We are immortals, and one day when Chris is on the precipice of death, we're gonna make him immortal. And if you're still in the picture, that could be you too. Like you could also be immortal, and that's how it would work. Right, we wait till you're about to die. We wait till you're about to die. You understand? I don't want to do it now. Yeah, no, I don't want it now. Like I don't. Kathy, is that? Like, we haven't had that talk. We should actually start eating. Basically, thanks, Dad. I think I can explain this from here. So basically, the way it works, you don't need silverware because it's a fresh kill, and you want to get some of the wood nymph dust, like you want to get it on your skin because some of the flavor actually will you'll start to feel it in your skin, if you can believe it. Yeah. So basically, the way it will work is, I want to live a full life. I'm not naturally immortal. I was a foundling. And what I want, and what my parents and I have talked about, is that when I'm on the precipice of death, the Council of the Immortals they'll do a last minute, like, they'll judge me at the last minute. I mean, it's technical, it's magic. It's magic. And then I'll live forever. And if we're still a thing, I mean, well, that's my hope. I mean, I don't want to. I mean, again, I think I like that we haven't put a name on what we have. I like that, and I feel like we're both sort of in the same place with it, which is like we're having fun. But I'm open to it. Like I'm open to like not just a long-term relationship, but like a forever. Like would I lose, like, let's say we get married. I mean, just hypothetically. I'm actually fine. I'm actually comfortable with the hypothetical. Like I'm actually comfortable thinking about the relationship in terms that are very far down the path. Because again, we're not committing to anything. We can talk about it, you know? If we were married for, let's say, I'm just going to throw out a number, 1,000 years. 1,000 years. And then for whatever reason, we grew apart. Then we could sign a prenup, which would mean you would not be immortal, but I kind of feel, that kind of feels shitty to me. I mean, it's whatever we want. Like, I don't want you to think I'm doing it to become immortal. Like, in some ways, I would want to sign it just so you know that, like I didn't even know about this. Like, I knew your parents were immortal, but I didn't know that. Like, I didn't know. I just don't want you to think that that's, like, what I'm chasing. Because it's not. Like, I'm not even sure I want to live forever. There's a part of me that thinks it sounds like an absolute nightmare. But I do want to give toys to kids that we don't know. If they've been good. Of course, if they've been good. Like, I don't want to reward bad behavior. Like, that's a big part of it for me is like, because if you have your own kids, then you sort of have to be there for them, even if they're really bad. And like, I know that is like a gray area. Like, I mean, not to rip too much from the headlines, but let's take Luigi, for example. Yeah. That's fascinating, because I was thinking about that, like a Luigi, like would he, obviously he's not a child, but let's say a child had done it. Oh yeah, like a child had shot a CEO on the streets of New York in broad daylight. I mean, it's naughty. I mean, it would depend on why he did it. Oh, how old a kid are we talking about, Kathy? I mean, like 11? Oh, that's, 11, you know the difference. Like, when you're 11, you know if you're shooting a CEO of an insurance company and you've like written words on the bullets, like, you know, oh, you know. But then again, like, here's where I come down on, like, daylight killing, I mean, honestly, nighttime killing either. Not honest. Like, I don't care the context. But how much coal you put in a stocking, you know, maybe not, because in some ways that sort of feels political in a, like if someone killed, this is why I think being Santa will be harder than, because first of all, we're divorced from time and space up here, so we're sort of living in a Billy Pilgrim style, unstuck in time version of events where I'm not Santa yet, and yet we know the future and the past. We're living through it. But my larger point is, if someone, a child, let's say 10, because I feel like that's a little bit more innocent, 10-year-old kills an insurance company CEO for ethical/moral reasons. Now, we can debate the hypocrisy of it all day long and the terror of a ghost gun, which, I mean, have gotten so many people, you wouldn't believe how many people write to Santa and ask for a 3D printer to make a ghost gun. I'm just like, we don't do that at the North Pole. You're getting a Jenga. What I think is that naughty list, but if it's a principal killing, particularly if it's a principal killing, let's say from the left, no coal in the stocking, because it sort of feels like you're coming at them hard from the right in a way that they're not going to get them. You know, like Luigi's not getting that message. Like 10-year-old Luigi, he gets a stocking full of coal. He thinks, well, they were against me to begin with. Santa's all in with the far right. He's just trying to buy favor with the incoming administration, and suddenly it feels like it's a very ABC $15 million settlement type thing. I swore I wouldn't get political this holiday season. It's fine. I think we're roughly on the same page of that. Like, naughty lists, like any killing that's not self-defense is on the naughty list, right? I'm sorry, are your parents? Yeah, my parents are fucking in the other room. That's part of And again, I hope this doesn't sound inappropriate. I don't know if you realized how Asian I was being. Santa Claus. I think the fact you probably didn't means that I haven't done anything wrong. There's no reason that guy had to be from the Midwest, with milky white skin, and a sort of mushy, moderate liberal bent. If you get the offer for Santa Claus, what will you say?
I'll say yes.
Yes! Now, I'm not going to reward everybody here, but how would you like to pack Uno cards? And when you look at those numbers and those colors, I want you to think of all the different ways Santa Claus could be portrayed. Now I'm going to share with you something that I'm not even sure it's legal for me to share. But I don't think anyone will know or care. Just to give you a little insight on how it works, like how the offer can come out of nowhere, that you can become Santa Claus. You're just minding your own business. Then all of a sudden, you get a message. And it says, introduction and request for Gap event. November 20th, 2017. 3 years before everything would be in lockdown. Hi, Connor. I got your name from Redacted. There is a name, I don't want to include it. comma, who I don't know. So it doesn't matter. This person doesn't even know the person that they got my name from. We're already in uncharted waters. But we were connected through a coworker of mine. I work for Gap at our headquarters in Tribeca, and I'm responsible for employee communications, engagement, events, and culture. I'm working on an internal event on December 13th, and I'm wondering if you could help us out. We're already tapping into the Santa Claus character. Who would deny them the call for help? To help them out, it's their wish. Yes, this is the email. I'll save the detailed description of what we're after until I'll save the detailed description of what we're after until I know if you're available / interested. But essentially, we're looking for an improv actor or comic to play Santa for a town hall style event on 12/13. We do monthly speaker series here where we bring in interesting people from inside and outside the company to talk about cool things they do. We've had someone from Facebook's Innovation Lab. We had our CEO last month. We've had the designers from our partnership with GQ alongside the men's fashion editor from the magazine. And today, we've got R.J. Palacio, the author of the book Wonder, which is a movie currently in theaters that we've got a partnership with through Gap Kids. Reading this, I'm on the edge of my seat. What could they want from me? The speaker series are usually pretty straightforward town hall events, but we thought for the last one of the year, we'd do something different, but that still plays on the original format. We thought it'd be fun / cute to do a speaker series with Santa in a town hall format and come up with funny or fun things to discuss. We think it's got potential to be really great, but it'd need a strong personality as Santa. We're not looking for anything raunchy. Just really more kind of quirky, funny, and sweet. Okay, I guess this was the detailed description. It would be an hour of work, and we'd source the Santa costume for you, and of course we'd pay you for your time. Ideally, we'd be able to meet up in the next week or so to talk through the event and start brainstorming ideas, but again, first, we need to know if you're available on December 13th or any other day that week. Interested? Happy to answer any questions you have by email or on the phone. Contact info below, thanks. Redacted. This event happened. Let's see the next image. This is all that survives of that day is a link to a video file that has been long since taken down. I don't know if you can recognize who that is. You probably think it's Santa Claus. But that's me, playing the role of Santa Claus in a way that is not raunchy, but is quirky, funny, and sweet. Boy, what I wouldn't give for that footage to be available. It is gone forever. And when I emailed the 2 emails from 2017 of the people who worked at Gap who organized the event, the emails were sent back to me by an automated process indicating that those 2 people no longer work for Gap. I'll let you draw your own conclusions about why those 2 individuals no longer work for Gap. Now, a lot has happened. That was 2017. It's 2024 now. Years have passed, and in the middle of it, a lot of things have gone wrong. I want to be clear, I did nothing raunchy, as Santa. I wouldn't do that unless they paid me and asked me to do it. I can be a bad Santa. For money? Are you kidding me? I'll be a bad Santa. I'll be a bad Santa. If the number is right, you wouldn't believe how bad a Santa I'd be. Oh, God. Oh, it would be I'd be the filthiest Santa you've ever imagined. Just like, oh my God, oh. That Santa, he's having sex. What I was just demonstrating, that's what I didn't go into it fully because none of you paid me enough money to fully show you where to be. But I want to be clear, the people who no longer work for Gap, it could have been anything. All right? We've all been through a lot. A lot of things have changed. You think Santa Claus has had a great past decade? No way. It's been hard being Santa Claus. Someone sent me a link up to the North Pole. Because most of the year, I've got to be honest, most of the year, I got a lot of free time. I mean, at this point, even accounting for the population increase since they started doing this, there's a lot more kids, and there's a lot more kids, there's a lot more stuff. And the kids who are there, they want more stuff than the old kids used to. Like, it used to be, a kid would be like, what do you want for Christmas? They'd be like, I want a little red wagon. I want a little red wagon. That's easy. Johnny gets a little red wagon. But now, the stuff they want me to make, they want the elves to make, a lot of it's stuff we gotta outsource different things. We gotta get parts from places that we don't have all the parts of the North Pole. We have magic. We can create the parts. But sometimes it's just as easy rather than wasting magic on making parts that we could get from Asia. Sometimes it's just easier to just invoice, and it's also good for the economy, you know what I mean? The way that I get money is not good for the economy because I have to create extra money, and then if there's any economists here, obviously I have done various things magically to sort of stop the problems, but if I need money to order something, I have to make it. You have to make money to make money. There's a thing we say at the North Pole, and I do have to make money because there's no government at the North Pole, we don't have our own form of currency, and if I need to order something, but again, we can also make anything we want out of magic. Anyway, someone sent me a link to, you saw it before. Someone sent me a link to the Gap speaker series. And it was cute. It wasn't. I had heard it might be raunchy. And that's the reason. Someone said it to me, said it might be raunchy. It's Gap. It could be raunchy. I don't know. I don't know what it is, so I click it. And, Kathy always tells me, don't click the links that people send you. It could be phishing. It could be trying to get, I've been doxxed a few times. People know where I live, but it's close, so it doesn't matter. I've been doxxed so many times, what are you doing? What are you doing? Doxing someone who can just cloak where they live. You'll never find it. You'll never find my workshop. You'll never find where I am. You'll never find, it's Clausville. That's where, I don't know canonically. Clausville is where I live. I gave it the name. It's just a place where I work and live. But you'll never find it. So dox me all you want. Jim Ziers or whoever's doing it, I don't know. Doesn't matter. But Kathy always tells me, don't click the links. This time I had the video, I could see it, I thought, okay. And I'm used to people, doing me. I'm used to people doing me. And a lot of it I like, a lot of it I enjoy. I know he's bad, but I like Tim Allen. I like Galaxy Quest a lot. I like that movie a lot. I think that movie's really good. It's a really good movie. He's nutty. He's a naughty guy. He's a naughty guy. He's a naughty guy. This guy gets it. So I click the link, and it's just an interview with me. An interview with me, oh, okay, they're going to ask me questions. And I thought, I would have done it. Especially if, as I hear, they were willing to compensate this person for their time. I could probably get their
quicker from the North Pole, then this guy could get there from whatever apartment he's like shelling out all of his money every month for. You gotta get on the subway or the Long Island Railroad and get there, and you know, like I'll get there like that. I'll just rev up the sleigh, I'll get the reindeer, I'll go fast. I'll go there, I'll do the interview. I've never been afraid to answer tough questions. I'll answer, if anybody has a question for me, I'll answer it right now. Does anyone have a question for Santa Claus? I'll answer it, and don't, and what's your name?
Terrence.
Terrence! You're not Trent D'Arby. Terrence Trent D'Arby?
What? No.
No, okay, you're not.
No.
Terrence Trent D'Arby is one of my favorite singers. And I thought it might be you, but then I see immediately, you're not Terrence Trent D'Arby. I love it. Was it Wishing Well? That's the song, right? Wishing Well.
Wishing Well.
We were playing, the year that came out, we were playing that in the workshop 24/7. Like, that song, like, the elves were getting mad at me because they were saying, like, please, let's listen to something else. I said, no, this is the song of the winter. Terrence.
Yeah.
What's your question for old Saint Nick?
If you could break the law and no one would find out about it, what'd you do?
I do break the law. But everyone knows about it. It's sort of a gentleman's agreement.
Do you like that? Do you wish it was different?
What would I, well, that's an interesting question, Terrence. What would I do? I would break the law, because I break the laws of time and space. What law would I like to break? I mean, I wouldn't mind getting rid of the Electoral College. Oh! If you didn't like that, fuck off! Yeah, I think I would probably interfere in elections. I would probably do hardcore election interference, because I got so many letters wishing for it, and I'm like, I can't do it. I can't do it. Should have asked for something. And you know what? When someone writes me a letter asking me to break the law, and they say, dear Santa, this is what I want for you to break the law. I gotta throw that right in the garbage. The recycle bin, but sometimes the garbage. Yeah, I'd probably do election interference, maybe a coup. I might do, because Santa Claus, which I don't want to get too historical, but Santa Claus, they celebrated Saint Nick, who was very generous, and then later on, when there was the Protestant, Martin Luther, nailed his stuff up, and they were like, we're not going to worship these old saints anymore.
The rules.
Yeah. At that point, they had Santa Claus and they tried some other stuff, and one of the things with Santa Claus is they're like, that seems like Santa Claus, and they're like, no, it's different. And they moved it to December 6th. And that's when I do, for a while I was working early December. It was a long time ago. So I've done December 6th. Never done a January 6th. I'm like, a Christmassy January 6th, wouldn't be the worst. Because I wouldn't need to rough up the cops. I'm just going through the chimney. I'm going through whatever they call the thing at the top, the Capitol. I'd land on the roof. The cops would just be like, what the fuck, we don't have anything, If they try to shoot me down, I'd just freeze them with magic. Go in through the chimney of the Capitol. And then do what I want. That's probably what I would do.
That's awesome.
What would you do, Terrence?
If I could break the law and no one would find out?
No one would find out.
Ooh. Oh.
The mere fact that you considered it makes you naughty.
Damn. Oh,
Look
shit.
how quickly you screwed up your chances.
Fuck. Oh, no. Okay. If I could break the law and no one would find out, I think I'd steal a lot of stuff. From a really...
From a general store?
Yeah.
I'm not hearing a lot of specifics here, Terrence. I steal a lot of stuff.
I haven't. It's because I don't think bad thoughts very often.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
That kind of talking
I
right back
myself to it.
Ho, ho, ho. That's how I laugh. That's how I laugh. That part's not a trope. That's true. When I find something really funny, I got a big laugh. Sounds fake. Sounds like an affectation. That is how Santa Claus laughs. Not all the time, but when I find something really funny, Terrence.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Who else has a question for Santa Claus? Anyone? Yes, you have a question.
What do you do when you come across a nice kid who hasn't acted out on anything yet, but the stuff on their Christmas wish list for you is really questionable, like big red flags, you know, metal pipes, fertilizer, chemicals, that sort of thing?
They don't actually want big red flags, because there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I'll give you a big red flag. They want fertilizer? Wait, a good kid wants fertilizer.
Stuff that throws up a red flag.
Well, they're a good kid. They can have as much fertilizer as they want. I mean, that's a weird child, but if a good kid asks for a bunch of shit, that's what they want. They've been good. They've earned it. I'm not gonna kink shame some kid for having a weird wish. But you see, I can tell. I know when they've been sleeping. I know when they're awake. I know when they've been bad or good. And so that's my process. Like you're asking me a question that is implying I've somehow lost my mojo. Like I don't know what I'm doing. No, I know you wouldn't want to do that, but you've done it, and in front of other people. What's your name? Ethan. You're good. I know you, Ethan. Yeah, on balance, I'd say Ethan's all right. I don't put people on the naughty list just because they got a weird way of expressing themselves sometimes. That's fine. That's fine. I want to play a bit of a song. Because I'm still Santa right now. Even though I don't have the hat on, I'm still Santa. But because of the nature of this show, we all know that deep down inside this Santa Claus is a boy named Connor. I say boy because I mostly gave him presents when he was a boy. But I want to play a little song I recorded on a obscure label in the UK. I was doing a bunch of songs, really for everybody. They would sell them on these racks where, you know, they'd have Ethan or Terrence. What was your name? Bernie. They'd have all these names on the cassettes, and they were individually tailored to each child. You buy the cassette tape, you get to listen to Father Christmas sing a song. But the thing is, here's how we recorded it, because I don't know if you've ever been in a professional recording studio, but time is money. So I said, well, I'm not going to do the whole song for every child's name. Let's do the song, and then I'll do one read of the name. And even if it means that read doesn't always fit in the recording. So this was the cassette, and he discovered it as an adult, this cassette tape. He discovered it as an adult, but he'd never seen his name, because this was before Tom and Nicole named one of their children, Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman, for those of you who are too young to realize they were once an item. These are the days before Baby Girl and Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning at AMC theaters, and him saying, turn off the motion smoothing on your parents' TV. This is back in the days of thunder, far and away, when they were in love with each other, and they had a child. They named it Connor, and Connor went from a name that was very unusual in America to a name that everybody has. Everybody's got that name. There was a point where Connor realized, because suddenly he was a grown man walking around department stores constantly getting his name yelled by parents who go, Connor! And he'd turn around, what did I do? I think, see, inevitably, some child, some 2-year-old. Tom and Nicole did that. Tom and Nicole did that to Connor. Connor was born in 1975, and he lived the first 2 decades of his life with a blissfully unusual name in North America. Now it's as common as dishwater. What a shame. Oh, Tom, Nicole, you didn't even stay together. Anyway, Connor was walking around in the UK, and he sees this rack of cassette tapes from Father Christmas. And then he sees the one that has his name. He takes that cassette tape, he takes it home, he puts it in a cassette tape player. put it in, the tape side faces a certain way, the other side, close it, and you hit play. And let's hear it.
Hello, Connor. This is Father Christmas. First of all, I'd like to wish you a very Merry Christmas. Do you know, when I brought you your presents last night, why, you were fast asleep. Were you excited? And did you listen to my sleigh bells? Rudolph was so excited. Why, I've never seen his nose shine so brightly. All my elves and fairies worked very, very hard to help me fill my sleigh with all of your presents. And as we did, we sang Rudolph's favorite song. Can you guess what it is, Connor? Come along then. Let's hear you sing with us.
That's enough. Connor! When I brought you your presents last night, you were fast asleep. Were you excited, Connor? I only did one reading. One reading of the name Connor. And I read it like this. Connor! When I brought you your presents last night, you were fast asleep. Were you excited, Connor? Anyway. Does anyone else have a question? For Santa Claus, yes.
So just anybody can wind up in the North Pole. Where did you actually grow up and why did you go all the way up?
Well, when I was a baby, I was a foundling. I don't know where I came from. I don't know who my real parents are. And there are many versions of the story, but I like the one where I'm found in the woods by L. Frank Baum. That's my favorite. That's the heritage I choose to look onto. Because there were many people who told my story. We all know what's his name? Clarence, what's his face? The poem guy. The Visit from Old St. Nick. What's his name again? Clarence St. Clair, what's his name? I'm not a poetry expert, I'm Santa Claus. He wrote, it was the night before Christmas and all through the house. Clement Moore, that's his name, Clarence St. Clarence. Clement Moore, he wrote the first big hit poem about me. And it has all the cool stuff is in there. Stockings hung by the chimney with care. Proof that St. Nicholas soon would be there. But do you know a lot of, I'll tell you one of the first things that I did as St. Nicholas, okay? I did a bunch of cool stuff. Way back in the day. I freed some guilty men who were convicted of a crime, saved some people from the ocean. I did lots of cool stuff. One of the things was, there was a dad. He didn't have a lot of money. I don't have any money. I'm just a father. That's all I am. I'm a father. I have 3 daughters, and I have so little money. The economy is so bad right now. Groceries are so expensive. I don't know what I'm going to do. And the only thing I can think of, and it's bad, I know it's a bad idea. The only thing I can think of to get myself out of this financial fix I'm in, the only way I can save my family is to sell my 3 daughters into prostitution. I know it's a bad scheme. I don't have any other options. What am I supposed to do? There is no work anywhere. I've tried, I've gone around, I've interviewed for jobs, I've handed in job applications. These places are tired of seeing me come in the door. Like, oh, this guy again. No, we don't have any work. What am I supposed to do? I don't own anything. I don't own anything. What am I supposed to sell my chairs? The chairs that I and my 3 daughters sit in? That, first of all, that's a short-term solution. That is a short, and this is a real story, by the way. That is a short-term solution. Because if I sell my daughters into forced sex work, let's call it what it is. That is at least, like, that's a career. Like, that's something, like, it's not the best career, but it's like, it's something. If I sell these chairs, that's a one-time thing. And then I'm here a month from now with the same problem. Except now, me and my 3 daughters are standing or sitting on the floor. God! Won't someone help me? I know, look, you think I want to be this dad? You think that when I had 3 daughters, that this was what I dreamed of? It's the last thing I want to do. But I'm desperate. I have nowhere to turn. I have nowhere to turn. But that was before he met jolly old Saint Nick, who for 3 nights threw bags of gold coins through the window. On the first night, Saint Nick? Jolly old Saint Nick? Oh, happy holidays! Why, there's enough gold in here for a dowry for one of my 3 daughters. Oh, shit, this is going to be a conversation. Oh, no. So one of my daughters gets a nice dowry, gets married off. The other 2 are going to be so pissed off at me. I'm going to be like, a father never wants to play favorites. Oh, Saint Nick. What a partial solution you've handed me. Curse you, Saint Nick! But then, the next night, jolly old Saint Nick came to the window once again with a second bag of golden coins for the beleaguered father. Ah, a second bag! Oh, miracle of miracles! Now, I have enough for a second dowry. Oh, shit, it's actually even worse. Because now I have to pick one of my 3 daughters and sell them into prostitution? Oh, no. How am I to decide? It was easier when I was 1 out of 3. Like, weirdly, it was easier. When I was just picking, like, the winner. Now I'm picking a loser. Like, this is like, I feel like I'm exactly in the type of situation where if I was on an island-based reality game and we got into the end of it and we thought there was going to be a final 3, but it turned out, no, this season there's a final 2. And we don't find out until fucking Jeff Probst tells us, this season there's a final 2 instead of a final 3. That's exactly the scenario I'm in right now. Where there's a final 2 for dowries. And one person isn't even going to get to face the jury and make their case. But then, on the 3rd night, jolly old Saint Nick approached the father's window one final time with the 3rd bag of gold coins. Oh my God! Why did he stretch this out? Like, if he'd done this like all at once, like on the first night, but like I've had 2 sleepless nights, I'm out of my mind, and I already had the conversation. Like I stalled it for the first night, thinking, well, what am I going to do? And then I had the 2 bags, but then I thought, well, that's probably it. There's no way there's going to be a 3rd night of gold coins. So I had the conversation, so they already know which one was not going to get the gold coins. Saint Nick, use your brain next time. And I did. No more 3 nights of gold coins. There's 12 days of Christmas. That's nothing to do with me. That's just what some dude does to someone he's dating. I actually think it's fucking crazy. 12 days of Christmas, true love. Like as someone who professionally does gifts, like I think that, because that song really happened. And it was a toxic relationship. Some of those gifts are aggressively bad gifts. Like, some of it is actually human trafficking, I don't mind saying. When you start giving that many maids a milking and lords a leaping, you're actually, not only are you human trafficking, you're dipping into the royal family in a way that's asking for trouble. Like, if you're gonna traffic a lord, you best not miss. Like, you're spoiling for a fight. I wouldn't, anyway, not my fight. That's not my fandango. Anyway, that answers your question. That's how I started it out. I was throwing gold coins. That's how I started being Santa, basically. That was one of the first things that became a big thing. But that's what I got the idea for. Gifts on Christmas, do it on one night. If you want, you can open some on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, but you can never put someone in a 3-day sex work conundrum type situation. You just don't do that. Like, give all the gifts on, I do it in the middle of the night, they open up in the morning. Santa stuff comes at night, you open it in the morning, that's the deal. And I was born in the woods. Is there anyone here who's played Santa before? No one? Oh, you. You played Santa?
Not professionally.
Oh, you've done it for fun?
It was a church activity
A church activity.
in Ukraine,
In Ukraine?
where I was Dad Moroz, who's the Ukrainian Santa.
Yes. And how is he different?
He has like his niece helps him out. Her name is Snegorichka.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what her deal is.
Yeah. Let's find out. What do you think her deal is?
I don't know if there's
Snegorichka?
Snegorichka.
Snegorichka?
Snegorichka.
Snegorichka?
Close enough.
Ichka? Snegorichka?
Snegorichka.
Snegorichka? And what's she do? Yeah, Santa's my uncle. My name is Snegorichka. And Santa Claus? What's his name?
Dad Moroz.
Dad Moroz?
Father Frost.
Father Frost. Yeah, my uncle's Father Frost. It's my dad's brother. My name, well, you can everyone call me Schned. For short. What's my deal? I help him out. My dad makes me. Every year, my dad makes me help my uncle. That's fine. Like, it's fun. I don't mind it. It's not the worst. But I don't want to do it forever. Like, I do it because it's the one thing, like, I don't really relate to my uncle. Like, I get a weird vibe off of him. But when he's, like, focused on what he's doing, like, that's, like, the one time where I'm like, okay, I get it. Like, he's, like, it's like I see the best part of my uncle. You know? And so I'm, like, fine with it because, like, it means that I don't have to hang out with him, like, during the regular parts of the year where he's just sort of, like, around. He's just sort of, like, he's just there. He, like, comes over to our house. And then he's like, doesn't know what to do with himself. Because what's his name again? Dad Moroz. Dad Moroz is, I don't know if you know how Ukrainian Santa works, but he's fast. Like, he does, like, all of his work, like, in a week. And then the rest of the year, he's, like, a bomb. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't go anywhere. Lately he just watches streaming. Like, and he doesn't even, what's weird is, like, he's like, we told him he could set up his own account on our Netflix, but he won't do it, so he keeps, like, I keep getting recommended things based on stuff that he's watching. And, like, he loves the Ukrainian version of Love on the Spectrum. And I think I get it, but I think it's a little condescending. Like, I don't enjoy watching it. Like, I get the appeal, but, like, there's a part of me that's like, when it's not the show, it's the way he watches it. Like, the way he watches it, like I feel like I don't have a problem with what they're doing, but the way you're interpreting it, I feel like is problematic. Anyway, that's my deal. You feel like that's her deal? When you worked with who played the niece when you were doing it?
I was there like as a missionary, one of the other missionaries.
It was a local.
No, it was another American.
Another American had come to Ukraine to play these characters.
We were there for other reasons.
You weren't brought in specifically to play these roles. You were there for other purposes, but then,
Yes, you'll do other things, but while you're here, you'll play Santa. You call Santa Claus and his niece. Yeah, no, you'll do it. You'll do it. I sign you up. You wear the hat, you carry a bag around, and you blow this whistle, okay? You blow this in Ukraine. And also, you okay playing Cool Santa? Because playing him. That's how we do. We do it different here. We do like Cool Santa. Yeah, like, you drive a train around. Wear the head. This is basically where the head. We're Cool Santa Claus. And you fly around with the train. Also, you do missionary work. You do other things. It's not the main thing you do, but you have to do this. All right? And you play the niece, all right? You play the niece. We don't know what her deal is. Your brother is her dad. That's it. We didn't come up with anything else. You have to do it. You have to do it. If you want to wear glasses, but Santa's magical, it makes no sense. Like, sometimes they play it where you wear these. I don't understand. I don't like it. Because if he's magic, then he should be able to fix what he sees. So I'm not gonna, like, this is different. Like, Cool Santa is different. You're not wearing because of the sun is bothering you. You're wearing it because you're cool. Cool guy. Then you also do your missionary work, but you have to do this. For all month, you have to do this. You understand? You play the niece, and you play Santa, and you play the niece. And I will be over here, and I will watch. It's my favorite time of year to watch this Santa Claus. These ladies have adventures. It's amazing. I don't care. You can play him however you want. Play him tall, play him slender. It's fine. Don't play him Asian. I don't like it. That's on me. I'm a bad man. It's important that you know that about me. I robbed a bank when I was a boy. It's true, I asked, what's his name again? What's Dead Morse? What's his name? Dead Morose. Dead Morose. I wrote to him, I said, give me everything. I said, I was a good boy all year. Because I knew Santa could not refuse me. So I wrote to him, I said, give me everything I would need to rob a bank. Got it all. Because I had been good. Then I hear Dead Morose approaching. Train, I see him come. He give me a rifle, he give me a mask, he give me a big bag. And I robbed the bank. And that is when I knew I was forever on the naughty list. I never got another present. So the one thing I have is organizing this show. I'm watching it. It's the one thing I have. I know I did this to myself.
One final thing I want to explore about Santa Claus before we wrap. Is there anyone here who wants to see who has a wish to see a kind of Santa Claus they've never seen before? Because there have been many. I know that J.K. Simmons likes to play him very jacked in the Red One movie. And we've had Bad Santa who will just behave in all sorts of ways that are inappropriate. Is there anyone who has a holiday wish that they've never seen a Santa Claus a certain way? And they'd like, did you have one? Maybe we're just stretching.
Really,
So no one has a
really
holiday
shy,
wish.
like a
What?
really shy Santa.
A shy Santa?
It's really embarrassing, bashful.
I get it. Yeah. Hello, everyone. Happy holidays. Very cold. Very cold up here at the North Pole this time of year. Really, it's just okay. I'll take you on a little tour around Santa's workshop. So, is that okay? Mrs. Claus isn't here right now. She's making soup for everybody. This is where we have the assembly line of where we make the toys. It's pretty self-explanatory. Over here, this is where here's where the Santa sleigh is. It's just regular sleigh. People think it's a magical sleigh. It's actually just a regular sleigh. I've seen in a movie where they say it runs on Christmas spirit. It's actually it's solar powered. It used to be petroleum powered. Just a little engine just to give a little, more for the noise than anything, it's mostly the reindeer. I'm talking so much, aren't I? I don't need to talk so much. Sorry, I'm not much of a public speaker. I got an email the other day from the Gap. Asking if I would do an interview in front of just people who work for the company. And they listed the people who had done it before me. And it was like the lady who wrote Wonder and the CEO of Gap. I was like, oh no, they'll hate me. I can never do something like that. Being Santa Claus is a very private thing. It should be kind of obvious. I do it at night. And everyone's asleep. It's actually the least convenient time to do it. I sometimes think about what it would be like to be a Santa Claus who does the daytime deliveries. And everyone gets to, hey, it's Santa Claus is here. And I wish I could be that guy. I can't be that guy. I'm too shy. It's not funny. It's really hard for me to talk about this yet. I'm magical, but there's things I can't do. I know that sounds like a real first world problem, but I live at the North Pole. I mean, it's lonely. It's just my wife and my staff. Because I can't bear to have anybody there. No friends. I mean, I'm acquaintances with Frosty the Snowman, but we don't hang out. I'm too nervous to even text him. I'll get texts. I'll respond to a text from Frosty, but I always just think he won't want to hear from me. I want to thank you all for coming out. I'm going to put my hat on it again if it's okay. I want you to know it took a lot for me to do a full show for everybody. Thank you for that. I have a lot of work to do over the next few days. I know that it sounds like a little, but if you could just not wish for any more stuff. For this year, do some for next year. I really like when I get that where it's nothing for this year, but maybe next year. Anyway, that sound means it's almost Christmas. I'm not really shy like that. I want to thank everybody for coming out here and braving the cold. Happy holidays. I'll be back a year from now to share more things about how to play Santa Claus, but I believe every single person here who wants to can be a Santa Claus. Because he's a made-up character. So if anyone tells you you can't be a Santa Claus, even if that person is you, don't listen to them. Happy holidays, everyone.